Hi everyone. Today is Valentine's Day, or the day I'm posting this at least is. And I'm single, and if you clicked on this, you probably are too. But I wanted to make this video because there's so much stigma around being single, and I wanted to just say that it's actually something beautiful and something that you should embrace when you're in that chapter of your life. And I'm going to give you steps today that will help you feel happier single and feel more confident in yourself and love yourself more, because society forces us to do certain things. Society is the one that says that we should be in relationships and we should be dating and settling down, but the times are changing and so are we, and being single is not something that we should be ashamed of anymore. It's something that we should embrace because it gives us so much freedom and independence to do whatever we want and to learn more about ourselves. Because evolutionarily, this made sense, right? We had to build a family. We had to keep the human race going by settling down and reproducing. We had to get enough hands in the family to literally bring food to the table. But now in this day and age, with all of our resources, someone can be completely by themselves and still live very happily and just survive before we couldn't, right? And so that's what I'm saying. We should be changing with the times. And part of that is embracing this era of being single. We've all seen the trends. Gen Z, they're getting married later and less often than the generations before, and that's okay. That's not something that we should fight against. And also, do you remember when women and children were sold into marriages and were forced to do things because they had no rights, because men had all the power in the family and the society? Remember how all we wanted was for women to be able to get an education, be able to live on their own and be independent? We have taken so many big steps in that direction now. Women have so much more rights and freedom than they did before, and yet how come we're the ones who are now pursuing the men again? Like, it doesn't add up. Just everything is about reframing your perspective, and if you think about it in that way, why should you chase a marriage? Why should you run into a relationship that doesn't serve you? And also, if you were ever in a talking stage or had a crush or in a relationship or situationship, think about all the time you spent daydreaming about that person and giving them the benefit of the doubts. Think about how many times they didn't text you back and you were just like, it's okay, it's for the plot. Like, no, it's not for the plot. It's not for the plot. They're not treating you right. You're wasting your time, and you could be doing something better with yourself, making yourself happier than anyone else ever could. So that's evolutionarily why society puts pressure on us to be in relationships and to marry. But today I'm going to give you some easy steps to pursue your own happiness outside of a relationship, to grow more confident in yourself and just love yourself without having to rely on someone else. And I really think the first step to this is reflecting on why you feel unhappy. This could be for a variety of reasons. One of them could be FOMO. Maybe you're just really jealous of other people. And if this is the case, I really suggest staying off social media, because comparing yourself to other people, always having so many opinions being thrown at your face, knowing so much about everyone else's lives is not normal and is not good for you. And I promise you, if you delete social media for a day or a week or a month or a year, nothing's going to happen if you stop responding to DMs and you stop liking your stories or liking people's stories. Nothing bad is going to happen if you don't like all of your friends' posts. They'll understand. It's just Instagram. It's really just an app. And so stay off social media, stop comparing yourself to other people. And that comes with just stop intaking so many other people's opinions and parts of their life that have nothing to do with your own. Another reason you could be unhappy being single is because you're just uncomfortable with spending time alone. And in that case, just force yourself to spend more time alone and be more comfortable with yourself and your own thoughts. Or maybe you're just unhappy with yourself and you just crave the validation and attention from other people to make you happy. Well, in that case, do something that makes you proud. Improve some part of yourself. Now, these are very broad generalizations, but reflecting and creating a game plan is the first step to making yourself happier. And now I'm going to give you some specific things that you can do to help increase your personal happiness. So the first thing is just spending time alone. And people call this like solo dates or just taking yourself out, but I call it really just like listening. And I mean going out, not being on your phone, reading a book, listening to music, anything. Just being completely immersed in nature, listening to the world around you, and being completely present with yourself, with your thoughts and emotions, and with the world. You'd be so surprised at how much more you notice of the world around you that you didn't notice before, because we're all so constantly addicted to the stimulation. We are listening to music everywhere we go, or we're on our phone, or we're doing something else. So whether you're going for a walk, or you're going out to eat, or just standing there, sitting there in the sun, just be completely present with yourself. Think, like, let all of your thoughts in, let all of your emotions in, and be okay with every part of yourself, whether it's ugly, whether it's good or bad, your thoughts, your emotions, everything. And the more little things you notice about the world around you, like the little beauties in life, the happier of a person you also become. And when you have more joy for the life around you, for the world around you, for the earth, you are so much happier and so much of a better person to be around. People want to be around you. It is attractive when you find joy in the little things in life, when you're just happier. Like I said, you have to accept every part of yourself, and that comes with just being able to sit in your own skin for long periods of time without distracting yourself. Accepting every part of yourself, whether it's good or it's bad. Let's say you used to be insecure about your receding hairline, and someone says, you look like you're bald and you're only 20. You should be like, okay, I know. Because you do know, you do acknowledge and accept every part of yourself, and nothing anyone will ever say will surprise you or offend you. Even if you're trying to change it, you have to accept it first. And I think a good exercise is just to stand in front of the mirror and say 5 things that you're genuinely proud of about yourself, and try to make these not appearance-based, because your appearance is the least attractive thing about you. You can be insecure about it, or you can be proud of it, but ultimately, I think what makes you a good person is something like inside, something you can't see. So think of 5 things that you're generally proud of about yourself, whether it's something you accomplished or a trait that you've been developing. But also, in addition to 5 positive things, come up with 5 things that are not ideal about yourself that maybe you wish you could change, but you accept in that moment. You accept your body for whatever it looks like. You accept your personality for whatever it looks like. Because even if you are trying to change it, you have to accept it first. And once you accept every part of yourself, once you know yourself and love yourself so much, you will be so unstoppable. You will be so confident. You will be so independent. You will be so attractive to everyone. Next is to make yourself proud. And you can do this through just working on yourself and achieving things completely by your own will and by your own strength and perseverance. This can be getting better grades, improving at a hobby, just improving any part of yourself. And when you are good at something, when you are passionate about something, if you've ever talked with someone who is passionate about something, you know that the love for something they have, it lights up their eyes. It makes them so much more interesting of a person. And so find something that makes you proud, because that makes you more attractive. That makes you more confident. It makes you trust yourself, because you know that there is something that you're good at. And if you're not good at anything, it's okay. You improve. That's what the life is. You're never going to reach an end goal. You're always on the journey. And so you always have to slowly, inch by inch, step by step, work towards something bigger. And that starts with starting now. No one is ever born super good at something. Everyone has to work for something to be good at it, no matter who you are, what you came from. Just treat yourself like your own significant other. Make yourself proud. Do things that make you proud. And also just foster the friendships around you. And I know making platonic friends can be even harder than maintaining a romantic relationship, but you really just have to branch out. Like, that's my biggest advice. You just branch out. You have to try new things, because once you know one person, they know 10 people, you meet those 10 people, each one knows 10 people, and it's like a whole web, but you just have to start. And branching out is really hard. It's really scary. The unknown is scary. Meeting new people is scary. Talking to people is scary, but you just have to do it. You can start small, but you have to work towards it, because if you just sit here waiting for someone to find you, no one's gonna find you. If you have hobbies or if you have interests, go to things where you can meet people with similar hobbies and interests. For example, you could go to a pottery class, a workout class, just anything where you can meet people of similar interest, especially if you're outside of a structured environment such as school. But even if you're in school, like high school or college or middle school even, you can go to clubs where you can meet people who have the same interests as you, and then just keep an open mind and talk to them. You should surround yourself with people who you can always learn from, who make you a better person, bring you closer to the person that you want to be. Someone who's more confident, someone who's more independent, and someone who has more love and happiness. Whatever your goals are, you should be surrounding yourself with people who bring you closer to that goal. If they serve you nothing, let them go. Let those people lose you, because you have limited time on earth. And if you're wasting that time on people who don't deserve you, who bring you further from your goals and your aspirations in life, why? What are you doing? Just like move on. I know it's hard, and I know letting go can be hard, and trying new things is hard, but you just have to start small and it gets easier. I promise. And honestly, everything I said is easier said than done. I know. And even if you are happy single, you can still feel lonely. So always reach out when you need help to a loved one or a trusted adult, or even my DMs. Just talk to someone. It really does help to stay off social media. Like I said before, the comparison is just not what our brains are meant to handle. It doesn't matter what other people are doing with their life. That doesn't determine the timeline or the track of your own life. So please, social media. Ultimately, I really believe that everything will work out when the time is right. I'm not spiritual, I'm not religious, but I just believe this because I've seen it happen before. And so you have to just let it go and give yourself the time and improve yourself, knowing that when the time is right, the thing will find you. And part of this has to do with the law of detachment, because if you manifest love, it might not manifest as the exact 6'2", brown-haired, blue-eyed, soccer playing guy that you've had a crush on ever since you were 12. Like, that's probably not what's going to happen. So if you really want to manifest something, detach from the outcome of what you think it'll have to be, what you want it to be, and let whatever form it will come to find you in, find you. And everything I said today, like, your goal in life is not to become the right person for someone else. It's to become the right person for you. And once you're so happy and you're so independent, so content with yourself, then everything will fall into place. But again, it's always a journey. You'll never complete something or reach a goal and then you're like, okay, I'm set for life. You're always working your way up. You're always on a journey. So don't rush things. Really take the time for yourself to learn yourself and love yourself and be confident in yourself. And then eventually, love will find you. And I know growing and changing is uncomfortable and unpredictable and scary, but you don't grow unless you take that first step. Unless you are okay with being uncomfortable and you are okay with being scared. Because being brave does not mean not being scared. It means being scared and doing it anyways. Or to be stupid. No, that's not the point. You just have to do it. You get used to it, I promise. And they get less uncomfortable with time. You grow more comfortable, and then you branch out more and you reach new heights, and then you do more things that make you uncomfortable. Things that have scared you shitless before that you never would have thought about doing, but you did, you can, because you took those steps up. So it's a journey and it's a challenge, but there's no life without challenge. There's no life without journey. You have to just take your steps and be okay with failing sometimes, with building yourself up, with being scared and overcoming things. Because then at the end of the day, you'll feel more fulfilled. You'll feel happier in yourself, and that's all that matters. So yeah, being single doesn't have to be some super negative thing that everyone is afraid of or fears. It can be something that you embrace as a chapter of your life and a new generation of our society, and something that you can just learn a lot from, using that time to grow yourself, grow your own independence, and grow your own happiness, because I think that's what your true goal should be, achieving your own happiness without harming others, but without relying on others either. So happy Valentine's Day, or whatever day it is when you're watching this, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.